All right, guys. I think we're going to get stuck back in after our last game. And I find it very interesting. And then, so just so you know what our defense looks like, and one of the things that I think I really, I don't know what the frick is going on right now, wanted to discuss is our players who are up for up for new contracts, specifically Bland. One of the things I think I've made quite clear in the past is I'm not 100% sold on Bland. I think Diggs is a much better corner. I just think both are kind of unreliable the last couple of years as far as health and getting on the field. Um, I do think Bland gives up as much as he takes away. I do think that was a sensational season with 9 interceptions and 6 touchdown returns. That was incredible. But in the same season, I felt that he gave up quite a bit too. And I always go back to that same year, the Seahawks game. That Seahawks game should not have been that high of scoring game. And but Bland was just as guilty as everyone else on the team as for what they gave up. Um, and then even in Madden is worse because you don't get the sensational plays in Madden that you would get in IRL. So for Madden purposes, Bland isn't locked down or that awesome of a corner. Diggs in Madden is a much better corner. And I think in real life he's a much better corner. He just he has issues with staying on the field, and sometimes when you get too good or too full of yourself, you have a hard time being a true team player and understanding leadership and understanding, you know, expectations. The team sets forth a set of expectations, and it's like you show true leadership by complying and, living up to those expectations. Him refusing to work with the trainers for the team. Hey, you know what? I got to be honest with you. If you don't want to work with the team's trainers, fine, go to another team. Um, I'm not going to say you want your own people, but if you're going to go with your own people, then your availability better be on point, and it has not been, and has been in question, and we don't know. And then now the argument can be made because we won't ever know is if he had gone with the trainers, if he would be on the field to start the season this year, um, or would he have lost an entire season last year because when he came back he wasn't full go. So again, if you're going to make the case that I want my own people, then you better be spot on. You better be ready to go, and there better be no lost time. As soon as you lose a game because you're not ready, that defeats your whole case. That puts your whole case. No, absolutely not. No, obviously your people are not the way to go because you weren't ready. You were not there. You're unavailable. So that's what we got right there. I saw a Kenny Clark interview, and I never liked him, but that's because of how I will say this: in real life, he was a Cowboy killer. He played well against the Cowboys every single time, you know. And in Madden, oh my god, it just is just crazy, right? So it's like, God dang it! But I saw saw his interview, and I got to be honest with you, I am rooting for the guy because he seemed like a really cool dude. So yeah, I'm I'm truly rooting for him. Now, am I mad about the trade? Yes, but there's certain aspects of the trade that I'm mad about. Not the concept of trading Micah. Okay, the team's cap space is not there, right? Uh, Wrong one. And so right now we got 12 million in cap. I re-signed Pickens, so that's all that's left is 12 million. You got Bland, you got Williams, Elam, Tolbert, Wilson, Williams again, Sanborn, Clark, all your linebackers. The only linebacker you got next year coming, only two linebackers you got coming back is Leofile and James. Jones, Wanye, Perion Winfrey, who in real life is doing well, but in the game he ain't nothing. Um, Miles Sanders. So you don't have any running backs except for Blue and Maffa coming back next year. And then, so you can see everybody. There's nobody coming back. And 12 million isn't going to get them back. In real life, you can adjust, and move money around. In Madden did give you the opportunity to restructure contracts. And then we can try to restructure Diggs's and Clark's contracts because in real life, the Cowboys only are responsible for 2.53 million of Kenny Clark's contract this first year, and then the last 2 years of the contract are voidable. That's not the case here. His last 2 years are not voidable, so we still have to pay that. And I'm not mistaken, here we have it so that so that where is it? Is it here? Yeah. So if we look and come over here next year, Lamb is counting at 38, almost 39 million. Dak is 74 million, right? Smith, Odigizua, Diggs,
Hello,
Steele.
all.
Hold on
We're
one
trying to
sec.
jump back in.
And then so if we decide, all right, so we look here, and then I didn't want to go over that far. My bad. So then we got Diggs at 12. Are you not in order? Okay, you are in order. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one then. Diggs at 18. Here's Clark, right? So even though it says right now we're paying 12.7. Now, the penalty is cool because yes, we can cut him anytime. But if he's one of our better players, why would we? But you can see his next 2 years, we're still paying significant amount of money for him. So there's no way to move that around and adjust it without truly just cheating the system, right? Going in, modifying the contract, whatever. So the cap, we're kind of hard up against it, and then Pickens, when we re-signed him, look at that, 13, 14. So there's, and then we got like basically a deal. Now, Tyler Smith, because of the fifth year option, is 21. We re-sign him, it don't matter. It's still 21. We can't push any of that into a signing bonus and then push it across down the length of his contract, his new contract. So next year, yeah, it's going to hurt. And then if we do resign him, how much are we resigning him for? Are we going to pay him 20? So we got to see what the everything is going to be. So that's where we're sitting right now. And trading Bland seems kind of a feasible thing, just like trading Micah was probably the only true option you have because we missed our window to re-sign him. When I say that, I mean last year Micah did come forth and offered to take reasonable money back then, and everybody seems to get lost on this and not understand or not really harp on it. The thing is, yeah, the Green Bay just re-signed him for 47 and a half a year. The Cowboys had a real legitimate shot last year at 34, 35 a year. That would have put him at the top of the market then, before the whole re-signing of um, uh, Garrett over in Cleveland, and then in TJ, then Watt. So the problem is, we drug our heels. We said, hey, well, we got other things we got to be concerned about. Yet we did re-sign Osa, and we just this year re-signed Ferguson. And it's like, okay, he's offering you a quick deal to save you, and basically save you about 12 million a year, and you missed it. And then you do this BS stuff about, well, we shook hands on it. I don't agree with it because it's like you never. It doesn't matter. You're talking to the player, 26-year-old immature man who you just tried to end around because you're 82 and senile and dementia ridden, that you're like, I don't want to deal with the agent. And then I really, as much of a Cowboy fan as I am, I really hope the NFLPA, and I doubt they will, come after him, Jerry, that is, because, dude, you can't exclude the agent. If he has a signed agent, the NFLPA should be all over Jerry about this. If he has a signed agent and wants you to deal with the agent, you deal with the agent. I don't care what kind of backroom handshake deal you think you did. Okay, this ain't the 80s. You're not making those kind of deals anymore. So you butt hurt because you thought you know what I mean? It's like, grow up. You're the 80, you're the, you know what I'm saying? You're the 80-year-old man. Grow up. Okay? So yeah, I'm not on board with that. So that's the part that pisses me off more about it than anything. And then the immature the immaturity from both sides, all three sides actually. And then I mean, I got to be honest though, I am a little annoyed with the agent though. It's like, okay, you did the deal without me, okay? But you could have come at it and said, "Hey, okay. Let's just clean this up. This is the numbers we got. Let's clean this up and let's roll with it." But no. Now, and then we'll get into get into the game here. My problem is my problem is with the constant need to reset the market, the constant need to grab that bag. And then the reason like I said, the part that and I've never been a proponent of, you know, quarterbacks getting $60 million a year, receivers getting 35. You'll never see me going like they deserve that money, right? They deserve to get paid well. I'm just never a proponent of one person getting, a quarter of the pie. right? There's 53 people that play the game, and everyone will tell you over and over again, it doesn't take one person to win the game. It takes all to win the game. And yes, there are some that are better than others, and there's some, there's a hierarchy and an structure and everything. But when it comes down to it in the end, you know what I'm saying? For me, I'm looking at it going like, are you telling me you couldn't live with 40 million instead of 60? And what I equate that to is if you got a job and you make 250,000 a year, that's a decent job. That is, who wouldn't kill for a job that pays me 250,000 a year, right? That means in 4 years you would have accumulated 1 million. So to get to 40 million, you would have to work that job for 4 years times 40 to accumulate that much money. 4 times 40 is 160 years. You would have to work 160 years at a $250,000 job, a year job, to get 40 million. And someone's slapping $40 million a year for 4 years, 5 years down on your plate. That's not enough for you? At some point, where does that greed step in? Where does the word term greed fit in here, right? It's like the 1 year at 40 million is generational wealth. I don't want to hear all the, because you can take that money. Granted, you probably only get half, so 20 million. But can you not think of the things you could do if you properly, invest and properly, you know, spend that money correctly? You're set. You're done, and that's just 1 year. And then now you're talking 4 years of it. So again, at some point, greed has to be tempered and tampered down, and then reason has to come in there and say, "Oh, this is still life changing money." Shit, $1 million a year is life changing money. So, yeah, you can't get me, you can't sell me on all that. So, yeah, why 60 as opposed to 40? Or why 40 as opposed to 20? At some point, when is enough enough? No, okay. You can make the argument, well, look at what the owners are making. Well, damn, go buy yourself a team then, and you can make the same money, right? It takes money to make money. You weren't able, you know what I'm saying? Jerry lucked out. He was able to pay $150 million for the Cowboys back in 1987, 88, something like that, because they were losing money. They were actually on the downside, and they weren't, you know, they just weren't doing well. He convinces the owner to sell him the team for 150 million. He gets the league to buy in and say, "Yeah, well, welcome aboard." And he wasn't thought of as like, look at this guy. That's how they looked at him. Bought the team, and then now we as fans for the last 30 years have watched as his need for the limelight, the spotlight, and just for the team to be talked about is greater than his need to win another Super Bowl. He's got three. He has no there. You know what I mean? And then there's nothing riding on it because the fans. If you're a diehard fan, you're a diehard fan, and it's a $12 billion franchise. And then the thing that gets me is someone had said before, which kind of owner would you rather have? An owner that's okay with their franchise only being worth 7 billion, but has won two Super Bowls in the last 5 years, or an owner that wants the franchise to be worth 12 billion and hasn't won a Super Bowl or even tasted national championship game for the last 30 years. You have to think, you know, it makes you really think. All right, let's get in here and get. I'm off my soapbox. So, just keep in mind, I, I'm I'm okay with trading Micah, not to the Packers, but I'm okay with trading him because we can't afford him because we missed our opportunity, just like we missed our opportunity to save money on Dak, save money on CD. We had plenty of opportunities to re-sign them both before they became, you know, market setters. So, yeah, I think they're poor business. Um, they don't do. They're just not good anymore at what they do. All right, we're about to face the Jets. You know how we do it. We get stuck in here. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go into Super Sim, and then we're just gonna go ahead, sim the first quarter, and see what happens. 7-0, 7-3, 10-3, 10-3 at the end of the first quarter. I'm not upset with that. Next quarter, 10-10. All right, 17-10. 17-10 at the half. We can deal with that. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna change our speed to slow, and you know how we do it. We play all offense. Oh, Justin Tucker. Is that where he ended up? Oh, oh, oh. Nice. Nice. Out to the 40. Jaden Blue had some moves there. All right, 146 yards, passing yards in the first half. That's not bad. All right, we're going to play the moment, but first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually go and take a look at the stats, see how the team is fared up until this point. All right, so 17-10, first downs, 10-9, very close. Total offense, 195, 174. We looking at the rushing and 11 carries for 49 yards, 4.5 yard average to 9 carries for 53. Not liking the 5.9 average. Feels like Justin Fields is running over us. Passing, 10 of 14 passing, 12 of 20, both with touchdowns. 2 of 4, 50% on third down for us, 57% on third down for them. No turnovers in the game. All right. We can go to player stats. Not bad. Not bad for we're not containing him enough, but we're kind of containing him. Dak, okay. We can deal with that. Justin Fields, like I said, feels like he's running out. We're not containing him at all. Um, I really wish the AI would be better about quarterback spy and quarterback contain defensive plays, especially with a rushing quarterback like Fields, Jackson, and those. And I feel like that's a significant drop of the ball. Just a significant drop of the ball because you can program that in there, but you don't. And it's like you miss it every year, and then we get running quarterbacks. I understand you want quarterbacks to be able to run. That's fine. But you also want defenses to be able to contain. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and then you want to give us the ability to set a spy. And that's what I really think they dropped the ball with the weekly strategy window. It's like in game, we can adjust certain things, coverages, drops, stuff like that. You should let us set it in the weekly strategy. Set all those in the weekly strategy. So going into the game, it's already there, it's default. And then based on the game itself or how the game is going, we can adjust and modify. It's just, and to me, until they do that, it makes your product weak that you can't, that is not there. You're dropping the ball on it, and it's a significant L on your part for EA. Jamal Williams, another touchdown rushing. It's 17-10. So we got two. Garrett Wilson. We're not holding up our end. We're not covering Garrett Wilson. Bland was supposed to be the guy. And again, Garrett Wilson, 4 catches for 57 yards and a touchdown. Lamb is participating. Pickens 1 for 28. All right. And then I didn't. All right. So tackles for loss. Gardner, nothing from the Cowboys. Cowboys are not getting in there. Sack, Sam Williams. Hey, Kenny Clark. All right. Welcome to the team, brother. And then, of course, Jermaine Johnson. All right, let's get in there. Let's get stuck. All right, let's go. First play. All right, let's see what our guy on the end can do. Not a daggone thing. This is why I'm almost ready to put Smith on the end and then bring Jones in at guard. And then my problem, I've hit this Y button 4 times. So I'm not sure the wear and tear is working right now. It's still all set at 50, so I haven't moved or adjusted it. Why would I run the ball when you can't even block Jermaine Johnson off the edge? We're going to go for it. I know, that's stupid. I know, it's stupid. I'm mad, though, because you didn't block him off the edge, and you should have. If it was more than inches, I wouldn't have. But I'm annoyed because you couldn't block. You haven't been able to block Jermaine Johnson off the edge there. Okay, see, it wouldn't register. I was hitting the right stick over, and it wasn't registering it, so I couldn't get out of it, so I couldn't snap. The delay is just almost outrageous. That makes no sense. Okay, right here. See, look. 3, 4, 5. I hit the Y 5 times to try to bring up the menu, and it wouldn't come out. I couldn't get it to come up. That's unsat. All right, see, I get it the first time. All right, he's making the adjustment. I should be able to hit it again. All right, this time it knows I'm mad about it. And so it's cooperating. I think, and I don't want to do this because I don't want to increase the number of plays per game, because when you adjust the clock, the accelerated clock, and how much time is left on it, but the way that Madden, how poorly Madden is with all right, I'm hitting A. I'm hitting the A button. It was not gonna. I mean, I really thought it was just not gonna hike the ball. So those are major issues. I think. I just don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, but that seems like significant stuff. You need to hold on to that, brother. So the thing that gets me the most is, I don't know, it just seems like the CPU, no matter who the defense is, what defense you're facing, they're world beaters. Am I wrong on that? Am I wrong? So one of the things I got to do is, I really do, I got to put Smith on the edge. I got to put Smith on the edge there. And so you see there, it's just, I can't trust my offensive line to hold up. They don't get any push, really. I mean, we get some plays going, right? But I feel like there's a disparate number of just penetrations, gaps, blocks that are missed. And I know I'm sitting here, I'm complaining about how many blocks are missed and how many gaps are filled and everything like that. And we just I'm not going to say steamrolled, but we just went right down the field and scored. And then, but as I'm playing, I play with that lens that I'm watching and looking for what I'm expecting to see. Oh my God. I got to get him on the field more. This man just needs to be on the field he needs to be on offense, defense, special teams. He needs to be at the coin toss. This man needs to be at the interviews. What in the world is going on here? All right, lost 2 on the play. That was Bland. Bland is making a case for himself. He says, look, you want to pay me because you want to keep me on the team. Stop him. So what I'm looking at right there is the reaction time of the linebackers in the middle. Eyes are on the quarterback. Eyes are right there in the backfield. And they were very slow to react. And as you know, that was pitiful. As you know, when you're facing the defense, they are not slow to react. They are there. And so when I look at that and I see the quarterback scramble, it makes me wonder, and then maybe there is, but you have to do it in game when you're playing, and obviously it's sim right now, so I can't do it. But there has to be an adjustment right there. Sam Smith. No, I'm sorry, Sam Smith. Sam Williams. He had him dead to rights. I don't think it feels like he pulled up. It feels, oh, okay. He'll be back in the play. They never stay out long. Not for the CPU. So it just felt like he pulled off and gave the quarterback the edge. And then so it just doesn't, like I said, it feels like, and then maybe it's scripted that way, and then that's just how it has to play out. And maybe that's the only way he gets the edges for him to back off like that. But you tell me, okay? Is Fields okay? That's even worse. That's Taylor. All right, so you tell me, it's Taylor, right? You tell me, is he that good of a quarterback with the laser arm like that? And all the CPU quarterbacks have that. They have that laser arm. They have that feel in the pocket. They have that ability to just run around and dodge everyone. And it seems like every single CPU quarterback is Lamar Jackson. Even Lamar Jackson with his arm is better than Lamar Jackson with the CPU. So I just feel like there's no tuning that goes into it, because when I look at it and out of the box, everyone will tell you default sliders suck out of the box. There's why, so if that's the case, why is that? Why is the game not properly tuned? And it makes you just frustrated. Now, I got to come in here, and then I have to, and basically what I'm doing is I'm scheming open, right? My guys. Now, you wonder at what point was Jalen Tolbert going to just try to nudge the guy, throw him off, push him off the thing? All right, maybe he didn't have the angle on him. But I don't know. And then maybe I'm just overly critical on it. It is possible. Now, I'm not trying to juke or anything, just simply because fumbles happen, and I am not willing to fumble. We're playing it safe. Now, there's a thing, the unaccounted for blocking. See right there? I don't know that Jermaine Johnson is that good of a run defender, but he just tosses around his guy and is just there. Johnny on the spot. Oh my God. Now, if that was Justin Fields, that would have been on point. I went the wrong guy. Oh my God. Oh my God. I was going Pickens the whole way. I was going Pickens the whole way. I purposely was changed the routes to pull them to take, defenders out and leave Pickens, as you can see, wide open underneath, right? And I hit the B button, right, thinking I'm going at Pickens, and I'm like, no, that's CD. Oh God, it is in the end zone. And fortunately, we were able to make him jump and catch that. So we were able to use or catch that one. So that was that was nice, right? But I Seriously, not fat fingered. I went B. I did. I purposely hit B. And as I hit B, I realized, oh my God, that's not it. That's not it. And I'm like, mistakes. And I'm like, but a CD, maybe we can go up for it, you know? And luckily we did. But here we go. We got Lamar Jackson Jr. right here coming in. He brings his team up, 1st and 10 at 27. And Maurice Hurst says, hey, I can play football. I try to play football. I get paid to play football, so here we go. Let's just give it a try. We don't have the same kind of penetration and block shedding that Jermaine Johnson has, but we can do something here. And I got Kenny Clark here on the side. There we go. There you go. This is what I'm talking about. See, now Sam Williams says, hey, you know what? I got speed off the edge. Oh, there you go, brother. Show it. Show it. I got speed off the edge. I don't got Micah speed, but I got near Micah speed. I ran a 4.362. You know? All right. Now. Oh, that was almost completed. That was almost completed. But we'll take that. Incomplete pass, 4th and 21. It's time to give the Cowboys offense the ball back. Oh, juke. I got jukes. 8 completions on 8 targets, 1 touchdown. All right. We got to get Pickens into the game. I know he's probably feeling a little left out, a little sore. And Broham, I mean, it was all about you this last one. I hit the wrong button, man. I really did. I literally hit the wrong button. And no one feels worse about that than I do. All right, let's do it. I'm sorry, man. CD's having himself a game, bro. It was just the luck of the draw on that one. I'm trying to get you, bro. I'm trying to get you all set up. I think this is you, Mary, here. I think we can do this for you. Oh, that play was set up. The defense, I think, was just right. I think we had it. 17-31 at the end of the third. Cowboys are starting to pull away. It's what we like to see. Cowboys owner or controller user is complaining like you wouldn't believe about the game, although it's not showing up the way he's complaining. Woo! 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 Mr. Blue. Mr. Blue said, I saw that hole. And I got to be honest with you, I don't like a single one of these plays. But hey, we got to do what we got to do. Here we go. Oh, shoot. I missed my hole. I missed it. Out to the right. Out to the right. I stayed behind my blockers too long. I missed my hole. It was right out to the right. I did have some daylight out there. All right. All right, here we go. Oh, shoot. Okay, we were getting too cute here. We're getting way too cute. No, I was purposely, like, I saw him lined up out there. I said, you know what? We're gonna loft it over there to him. Where's my tight end? There it is. All right, this is out. This is supposed to be to the tight end, out to the corner. Oh, Pickens, I needed you to get across his face, man. Save me. I threw it too early though. I needed to hold it just a little longer. Let that play It was a short one. Oh, that was me. That was my bad on that one. I didn't see. I looked, and then here's the sad part. Right, I looked off Ferguson right away. Like, oh, we get a second shot. Is that me a foul? I'm okay, guys. All right, here we go. We're making some changes. Okay, we're gonna make some changes to the depth chart. One is this here. We're gonna give Turpey a little bit of chance, right? We're gonna give Turpey a chance, and then on our sub linebackers, where's Leofau? Oh God, he doesn't. He doesn't have any kind of skills that we can use. But we're gonna. This guy is just. We're gonna see. Okay, we're gonna see. We come on now. Come on, man. Let this man eat. Okay, because we're gonna be a nickel for the rest of the game anyway. So might as well just give him a chance. Give him a chance. All right. I do not run play action. Um, I think Madden is broken when it comes to play action, so I don't run it. Um, if I need to clarify that for you, the problem with play action is in Madden, the CPU knows you're running it. They're back there on you just like that. There's no, you don't fool them. All right, Pickens, man, I'm trying to get you the ball, man, but ain't nobody cooperating here, okay? So we just got to go. We got to go, man. We got to go with what's there, man. If you get a shot, you get a shot. If you don't, you got one catch. No. Did he get it? All right. We'll take that. And I think we're going to take this too. All right, little turpy. Okay, he's not in. Nope, that wasn't happening. Because Will McDonald at 241 pounds, is stout in the middle. Right? Am I missing something there? Will McDonald, his true position is nose tackle. Not a single bit of push. All right. Yep. Ooh, bro, I needed you to just hold on to that, man. Just needed you to hold on to that. There it is. There it is. Did you see him? He came open like immediately off the line. I was just like, I just got to get the ball there. It's like, can he just get it there? Nice. There you go, Mr. Pickens. And hey, welcome to the Cowboys for the next 4 years. 5. I think I signed him. I re-signed him for like 5 years. Yeah, I got him for 5 years, about 14 or 15 million a year. Yeah, I know. Madden's broken. Okay. 7 plays, 21 yards, 22 yards, 3 yards per play. But we ate up some time. Where you at? Ooh! Ooh, we're hitting now. Ooh, we hitting now. All right. Of course, Justin Fields right back out on the field. He was only gone for a couple of plays. Right? Back out on the field, about to go light it up. They're starting out, they're on 26, 25 and a half yard line, actually, 1st and 10. And boom. Laser to Alan Lazard, speed burner, with speed of 83. It probably is 88. But still, he's got enough speed and size to dust everyone on the field, even Turpy Turp. There you go. All right. Cowboys in the nickel. 2nd and 8. Boom. Finally, Mr. Williams said, oh, his 3rd sack of the game. Sam Williams says, hey, I get paid to play this game. He says, hey, look, I look like Micah. Let me show you how I play like Micah. All right, Cowboys in base. Oh, blitz. And of course, Lamar Jackson Jr. Lamar Jackson Jr. just escaped that blitz. 4th down. Of course, they got to go for it. 4th and 9. Still on the positive side of the Cowboys side of the 50. And Ezraku says, hey, I might be a rookie, but I think I'm going to be around for a while. There we have it. Boom. Cowboys says, not here, not today. Hey, is that Fields? Or is that Taylor? Oh, that's Taylor. Was that? Did Fields get hurt on the last play? No wonder the rookie got in there. All right. It's time for us to eat some clock. All right, let's see what kind of push the offensive line is going to get when you know they're going to run. Generally, very little. Woo! Ooh! Ooh! All right, Mr. Williams. It's time for a clinic. All right, well, it's time for you to treat the Jets like you treated us a few years back when Fangio came in and gave the whole league the blueprint on how Cowboys can't defend the run. And we haven't beaten that one yet. Oh, boom. Yeah, okay. Now I'm going to show you why the play action doesn't work. Oh, come on. Come on now. You got to come down with that, Broham. CD came down with it. How you thinking you're going to be CD Jr.? But we're going to accept that. We're going to accept that. And that's the last time we run play action. And that's all it wants to give us is play action. Did you notice that? All right, here. Get over here. All right. All right. We got no time left. We just got to run what they gave us. Look at Ferguson. Ferguson says, "Hey, man, I just got paid, man. I don't need to celebrate. I got paid, man. I got money. I got ducats. You know, my 401k is booming at this point." He said, "Yeah, well, actually, it's not a 401k. It's a 4 million k, as a matter of fact. 4 years, 13 million a year. 4 years, 52 million. A little overpaid, but that's all right. We good." All right, Cowboys decide, hey, Yes, football is still getting played here. We're still hitting. Our user isn't screwing things up too bad, so we'll do it. All right, Fields is back on the field. Is he back on the field? No, is that Taylor? Taylor's still in for Fields. Fields not coming back. Let's see what we got as far as pressure. Pressure. Ooh. Ooh. Donovan Wilson says, hey, I think I can cover a little bit. No, you can't. But that was a good try, bro. That was a good try. Ooh. Even Taylor, look at that. Taylor, CPU, laser arm. And there we go. There's that man again. There's that man. Oh, my goodness. Oh, the defense says, hey, if we're going to go out scoring, man, what can we get a piece? And, of course, who is it? The man with 6 return touchdowns a couple of years ago? He says, hey, I could pick up fumbles and run them back, too. You put the ball in my hand. I mean, we need to put him on offense. Every time he touches the ball, what happens? If you really think about it, 67% of the time when he has the ball in his hand, he's scoring a touchdown. Okay, it's not that high. That year it was, but normally, I mean, if we talk about it, all right, that's 7 touchdowns. He had about, 5 interceptions before that, so we got to put those in there. So 9, 14, 15, right? And he's got 7 out of 15. So we're talking 47%, 48% of the time, right? Half the time he's got the ball in his hand, he's scoring a touchdown. Who else has that who has that scoring rate? No one. Okay, they keep showing him. I think they teasing us because right now it is still Taylor. All right, so 1st and 10 at 27. Cowboys says, hey, I think it's open season. I think it's open season. Who wants a piece? And there we go. That's how you stop a pass rush. Quick passes to the outside. Draw plays. Oh, goodness gracious. Maurice Hurst says, no, man. You decided that you read that play wrong, bro. That was a read option. You read it wrong. You should have opted to just call a different play. All right, Leah Fowles still out in the field. We're in the nickel. Leah Fowles looking for somebody to hit. Oh, and hey, there's that man again up the middle. He says, hey, this is why we're not going to miss Micah as much as you think we are. Oh, hey, bro, you're sitting down on a job now. Okay, how is that okay? You're just sitting down on a job. He says, hey, I just earned that right. Oh, Turpy, speed. Boom. Nope, can't break a tackle, though. All right, CD Lamb, 9 receptions, 135 yards and a touchdown. I don't think he's going to get another chance to catch another pass. Why? Because we like you. We are. Oh, see? That's what I wanted. All right, what are we doing? All right, guys, let's do it. Oh, you just needed to get past that one guy, man. Will McDonald, man, stout run defender. Oh, come on. He could. Oh, shoot. No wonder. All right, so. And we're hitting the Y button. Hit the Y button. I didn't think we were coming back to CD, but we had to. Because our run game is a little sus right now. We're not getting any push. Let's see. We're not getting the push that I want to see. Uh-oh. All right. Is that 2 minutes? Okay. I was about to say, Madden is like freaking out real quick here. All right. Here we go. Here we go. I can't do it. Part of me wants to just go to just down there, deep to CD, but we're gonna play this smart. How's he doing today? 17 for 71 with 2 touchdowns. I can't complain. Let's see what we got. In that one, I had to actually fight to get him. I think I'm going to call this one. And then I'm going to audible out of it. Yeah. Yep. There we go. Here we go. Yeah, that was exactly what I was trying to do. Right there. As a matter of fact, no, I was going up over top. Yeah, I was getting greedy. I was doing the stupid thing. That was my bad. We're not doing motion. All right. I shouldn't be throwing it. Whoop. Game over. And there it is. Now, here's the thing. Because you guys were watching, I actually suppressed my normal tendency. My normal tendency would have called a timeout, go for the first down, and if not, kick the field goal. There would be no need for that, but that just, isn't that how we all play, right? When we got the team on the ropes, we just go for the jugular and just keep going. Blood in the water, that's all there is. This was actually a surprising outcome. I don't know if it's an indictment as to how not good the Jets are so far up to this point, right? They're 1-3 team coming into the day. So, it is expected that they weren't going to. But is it also kind of a false narrative as to how good the Cowboys are? If we look at if we just look at the stats overall. Now, in the first half, it was a much closer game, right? Tyrod Taylor came in, he fought, and he got 4-6, 1 touchdown. Justin Fields, I don't know if I want him to be good. Don't get me wrong. I like him. I don't know that he's gotten a fair shot, and I don't know that he's gotten to be with a coach and a OC that can teach him properly the game. So we will see if his time in Pittsburgh really did help him out this year and help him improve to the point where he can actually be the player everybody expected him to be. Unfortunately, he didn't come out and turn the world on his head like the quarterback over in Houston did. Dak, he had a much better second half than he did first half. But then, Javonte Williams, much better second half than he did first half. So we finally got that under control. But 9 of 54 with 6-yard average for Justin Fields. And I got to be honest with you, that his injury keep him from doing better? And then could that have also played into how the Cowboys were able to pull away? Because we really couldn't stop him, and that's concerning. Bryce Hall, they did find a way to stop him. It blew 9 yard average. I'm not mad at that. Okay, so we did have over 100 yards. Dak didn't have any need to run the ball. I'm not a runner with the quarterback, so it's rarely ever going to happen. CD just balled out, right? That was just the CD show after a bit, and then I mean we got Pickens kind of involved, but we did get him a touchdown, so I feel good about that. Defense was completely different in the second half. And I'm pleased with it because we didn't have to use her. And look at this. We, Cowboys had 0 tackles for loss in the first half. Now we got 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, right? So all of a sudden, you can see the defense, when you can watch them, actually start to show out. Sam Williams, 3 sacks. Kenny Clark, man. Kenny Clark with 3 sacks. Ezraku with a sack. And I got a feeling that we witnessed all of those, all 7 sacks in the second half. No interceptions, and then a couple of forced fumbles, Leah Fowl and Clark, and we were able to get one, and Bland was able to take it 22 yards to the house. All in all, for me, as much as I complained about the things that I was seeing in the game, I can't complain about the outcome. And was it a perfect game? No, it wasn't. And you would say, "What, dude? It's 55-17. How is that not a perfect game?" There's still 17 up on the board. All right, in the comment section, you tell me. And then what's funny is my brother. I'll tell you this. So he used to get Madden every year too. And what he would do is he would turn all the user stuff up to 99. And then I think he would turn the CPU stuff way down. I don't think all the way down, but he would turn it way down. And then I kind of would do the same thing, right? This is back Actually, this is back like '06, '07, all of them, right? And I would do the same thing. And then I'd be trying to get 70, 80, 90, 100 points. I'd literally be trying to score 100 points. And then at one point, uh, I would get enough interceptions that I would have enough return yards on interceptions that, remember, it used to use I can't remember. So there's different data types, right? And it would use the one where it would only count up to 255. So if you had more than 255 yards in interception returns, it would cycle over again because it couldn't count any higher than that. So then all of a sudden you see somebody with, like 8, 9 interceptions, 3 touchdowns, return touchdowns, but only 5 yards. You're like, how's that work? Right. And it's like, because he really had 260 yards in returns, it cycled over because it couldn't go past 254. Right. And, it's like, oh, and then I'm like, did they not test it to see what people would do in the game and figure out exactly how, we play? Right. And then it's only been, I want to say, the last, I think, probably since I want to say 18, I think, where I actually decided, you know what, I rather I rather it be, you know, more competition, more parity, and started really working with the sliders to try to get a more even, balanced kind of game. It's like it gets boring after a while if you're just slamming the CPU every single time, 55 to 17. Um and there has to be that level and that point of frustration there that says, okay, but there for me it's there has to be, and here's the thing. Good teams are good teams, right? And then yes, we're all pretty much on any given Sunday, someone can be the better team. But what I don't want to see or do want to see is I want to see better. And the word isn't parity. I just want to see better tuning to where a CPU quarterback isn't all world, no matter who the CPU quarterback is. Right? I want to see, a clear distinction between Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields. Justin Fields has all the athletic ability and talent, right? Not as much, but he does have all that, but it's not refined and it's not as finely tuned as say Lamar Jackson. But I don't think either one of them has the laser accuracy that say like a Mahomes would have. So when I see every single quarterback that takes the helm with that, it gets frustrating. And then not every receiver has the same lockdown hands of, say, Stephon Diggs or um, Devontae Adams, or they don't come up with these circus catches all over the place. Like JJ or CD or Chase Jamar. So you you're watching, and then you see Josh Reynolds, pulling down circus catches and catching over everybody, and you're like, does he do that normally? And then you want to see the separation there, but then if you're every defensive line you face is getting penetration and you can't move them off the ball, that's not how it is, right? Some defensive lines cannot be moved off the ball, yes, but not every single defensive line. So when the CPU cannot be moved off the ball, or you can't block, or they're stuffing down run plays left and right, you're like, where's the parity here? When is the offensive line actually going to win? Right? And then I say that, but then just saw there was quite a few, run plays that we actually just ran straight up the middle, gashed them right up the middle. And but it's like, yeah, but I had to kind of scheme that, right? I had to double team this guy, do this guy, and then ensure and then change the direction to make sure that, I'm running towards the empty space as opposed to, my offensive line actually winning their blocks. So yeah, it's a back and forth, and it's like you want to see just better tuning of the game. You don't want to see the CPU constantly always winning the the battles there. Like I said, every CPU quarterback doesn't have laser accuracy. They don't have, they're not so extremely dynamic in the pocket, you know what I mean? And for them to run or outrush everybody on their team consistently, and that's what we see. Justin Fields was his leading rusher for the Jets. Is that how it is but that's every game that we play. Jordan Love. The only reason he wasn't against Green Bay is because they had Josh Jacobs, and we couldn't figure out how to keep him under 100 yards. But if we had shut down Josh Jacobs, guess what? Jordan Love would have been their leading rusher. And then, granted, he does have wheels, but that's not the kind of I don't believe that's the kind of quarterback he tries to be. So it's kind of, I don't know. I just think there needs to be better tuning. I do think that what I want to see is, and really what I want to see in the weekly strategy screen, and again, I'm gonna keep asking for this now going forward, is I want to see that ability to set, are we going to do QB contain? Are we going to lean that way? Are we going to do a QB spy? I want to set my zone, my drops for my zones. I want to set my splits for my safeties. Do I want them in close? Do I want them out wide? Do I want them close to the line? I want to be able to set all that as defaults going into the game first, right? And then once we do that, and then I should be able to set those. This shouldn't be like, oh, well, you got to go and get, the ability to do so, right? It shouldn't be one of these. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be, and if I'm not mistaken, there isn't an ability. But I will tell you this: if I'm telling you what abilities to go for, these are the ones This would be the next one that I would shoot for. As a matter of fact, since we're here, I'm going to unlock that one. People movers, and for me, the ones that really make the most sense are the ones that give you +4 to all office alignment, right? +4 impact ability, and then if once you get to the next tier, +4 run block power, then +4 run block finesse, +4 run block for all offensive linemen, right? And those are the abilities that make more sense, right? This one here, increased success chance against power moves for interior linemen. Eh, okay, you know what I'm saying? Okay, right? What's the increased success? I don't know. I will tell you this though. Where's the people movers? +4 is a significant boost to your offensive line, right? I think the one that we went with was +4 awareness for all offensive linemen, +4 pass block, +4 pass block finesse. So this one here is our pass blocking, and then this one, people movers, would be run blocking. Do you see? So those would be the ideal traits or abilities to actually unlock and have. This one here, I mean, since we use it a quarterback, and then yeah, I mean, it would be beneficial, make our quarterback a little bit better, but at what cost? And then the other thing is for me though, these two right here are most important, right? I can't get rid of this one anyway. And then this one, we got it right now. You get 3 times the coach experience, coach XP. What? So we're not passing that up. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and advance, and I'm gonna show you what we got for our coach. So now we're getting I think that's a significant boost to how much experience we get. So our coach levels up faster, right? Our coach right now, he started at level 4. He's already level 11. So the quicker you can get that one going, the and then so okay, we'll take that. All right, these are all the things that we had going at the West Coast play sheet, at the 4-3 play sheet. Allow 100 plus yards in the game 3 times. I don't know why that one, it should be less than. Not allow 100 plus yards rushing in a game. Why would we want to allow that? Right? Isn't that kind of backwards there? And then West Coast play sheet. Right? This is offense. Throw no interceptions in the game 2 times. So now we've already completed it once, so we're looking to upgrade it the next time. So we're on our second round with that one. Workhorse, we didn't get it. We only got 72 yards. And then head of the class, 200 rushing yards in a game. We only got 149. Um, and then Riot Shield allows 0 sacks in a game 3 times. We gave up 2 sacks. I gave up one myself. And then Ground Guardians allow under 75 yards rushing in a game. We gave up 81. Mm. And then most of that was to who? Justin Fields. All right. Did we lock on? Oh, hey, we just unlocked that ourselves. So that's not anything. But so now we got a receiver breakout, right? And I think I don't. And then we have our first mock draft, right? Which is cool. So let's just take a look real quick. And I'm sorry this is going long. First, I want to see what this breakout is about. I've never seen this one. I have not seen one of these.
There aren't many quiet superstars catching passes. It's an area where confidence is key, and he's getting his chance to show exactly why he's so confident in his abilities.
Nice game you had. Keep up the level of play, and you'll be one of the best. Who we talking to? Oh, Fergie. All right, that's the plan. I'm not stopping until I am the best. All right, get Jake Ferguson 125 receiving yards. That shouldn't have happened. And the reason being is I could have sworn I turned off uh, breakouts. Why? Because I wanted them to happen organically. They're just going to happen. It won't not happen. But I don't want it to be where it's where we have to do it in game, because then all of a sudden you're concentrating on trying to get this person's breakout stuff and everything else is going by the wayside. And so I didn't want to do it that way. So let's look at our mock draft to start. This is a little bit. I want to say this is a little bit different. The I can't even think what to call them right now, but they're bigger than they usually used to be. I think they have more information. Well, I don't know that they have more information on there, or it's just that they made it bigger so that you can see it better. But we see the first overall pick, T.J. Parker, Keldrick Falk. Now, Caleb Downs, Ruben Bain. This is because what I do, right? Because Madden just has not Madden, but EA has no concept or any ability to fix this. They have proven it over and over again. It's like, well, you say they don't have the ability, but it's like they probably do. No, if they did, they would if they cared. So the ability is the permission to do so, to devote the resources to it, and devote the money in order to do this. Because you can simply code the AI to say, hey, the teams at the top, these teams at the top, unless they have, and they told you this and they've said it over and over again, it is programmed in. Unless they have a franchise quarterback on the roster, they will lean quarterback. Okay. Now, even so, it needs to show here, because we have pundits out there all the time telling you this team needs a quarterback. This team needs a quarterback, right? Bears. Okay, they don't need a quarterback yet. All right, Caleb Williams is still a work in progress. Justin Fields has not proven at a 1-4 record to start this year that he is the franchise quarterback of the future. He does not have that tag. There should be a quarterback here in the mock draft. The Giants. The Giants have not shown that Jackson Dart is that franchise quarterback unless he has a future starter tag. And if he does, then okay, that kind of makes sense. Cleveland can't get out of their own way. They don't have a franchise quarterback, and they can't figure that out. There should be a quarterback in one of these two slots. Kansas City, Mahomes isn't getting younger, but he's still kicking it. So They don't need that. It does. There's no need for a quarterback here, but there should be one here. So if we legitimately and realistically look here, it should be one, possibly two, definitely a third, right? So two or three quarterbacks should already be here in this top six picks. Okay. I will not argue with this one. Okay. Saquon is getting a little older, maybe, but this guy has to be head and shoulders above the rest, right? And, is he Ashton Genty, Bijan Robinson type talent? I don't. If he is, then okay. And then you see now we don't see our first quarterback until Indy at 10. We all know that the draft where Arch Manning comes out, he is the first overall pick, right? Unless Klubnik or Nussmeier in that draft and they somehow just totally win everyone over. Arch Manning is the number one pick. So, in truth, he should be right here at 2. Why not number 1? Because Cleveland, like I said, they still have themselves possibly their franchise quarterback in Caleb Williams, not Cleveland, Chicago. And then so Arch Manning should be here, right? And it's a mock draft. So that's what you would mock right now because Justin Fields is not that guy. And then your next quarterback, Cade Cup Klubnik, right here at 18. I'm not going to argue that one. Yeah, they do need it. JJ McCarthy might be, and then so um, okay, okay. This one is a little dicey here because is Gino really the quarterback? And then right here, right, especially this one here. Okay, Shuck is not the is not a franchise quarterback, and nobody else on that. You know what I mean? They do not have a franchise quarterback yet. They have a corner, a cornerback, defensive back here, right? Arizona, it may be time to move on, right? But maybe he is still considered a franchise quarterback, so they're not looking to replace him. Like I said, Gino is getting long in the tooth. It might be time to start looking there as well. This is what got, you know, this is what got Antonio Pierce in trouble, right? He let them convince him to not stand on the table to get a daggone quarterback. Michael Penix should be right here in Oakland, not Oakland, but in Vegas. And I don't know. I think Antonio Pierce should still have his job. I think it. A lot of times, some of these things they happen because it was ordained that it should happen that way. So, which pick is this for the Cowboys? I don't know. We got two, remember? And right now, Green Bay is not faring so well, right? Micah's out. Micah's injured, and he's out. So Green Bay is not faring well. So you got Spencer Fano. Why is he there? Because he is on our list. He's on our short list, right? We only have like 11 players on the list. And then, like I said, Cade Klubnik. So, and then Garrett Nussmeier down here in Miami. Okay, that's 3 first round quarterbacks. I, and then there's us and CJ Allen at Mike. Okay, so those are our 2 picks. This is our compensation. So this would be our compensation right here for Micah. And this is another reason why it wasn't on board with the Packers. One is because I fully, in truth, in truth, I can still see the same spots, right? The same picks, except this one actually being the Cowboys pick right here, and this one being the Packers, being the Packers pick right there. And it's like, wait a minute, you're trading Micah for a 32nd overall pick? 32nd? I mean, in truth, I mean, I expect the Packers to be somewhere between 26 and 32. Okay? Seriously? And you're going to get two picks like that. People say, well, it's first round pick. Okay, shut up. Shut up. And I mean that literally. Shut the F up. Because every year, what do you tell us? Every single year, right? And this is when this is the key, right? Like, don't talk out both sides of your mouth at me. When you say every single year, there's only like a legitimate 18, 15, 15 to 18 legitimate first round talents. You tell us every single year on your board, you got 15 to 18 legitimate first round talents. And then once you start getting down here, these are your high second round talents, right? That's your next level. So, F you on the whole, it's a first round pick. It ain't a first round pick, okay? Your first round all world talent is up here. They're head and shoulders above the rest. And Micah's talent, right? Micah's talent is in this position right there. If any draft going forward, if he had come out knowing that he's that kind of talent, right? Where did Abdul Carter go last year? Micah would go before that. That's the talent that we're talking about. So, did you get that back? Did you get that back from the Packers? That's why it irks me. To me, a proper trade, and I don't know if they would have been if they would have had the money. If it was me, the two places that I really saw that you would send them that had the cap space. One I know for sure. The other one I'm not so sure. The Jets. I would have sent them. I would have checked out the Jets, right? Because again, we're expecting some high round draft picks out of there, right? And then possibly I'd be like, yeah, and give me Will McDonald back. Someone like that. Quentin Williams would have been great, but no, you can't. You know what I'm saying? That's just like, okay, no, all right. Quentin Williams is supposedly elite and above the stature of, say, Kenny Clark. So, if not, give me Jermaine Johnson. You can have Micah, and I still need the two first round picks. Okay. The other place that I would have gone with it, right? And apparently they're doing well this year. I would have gone here because I believe they have the cap room. Mike Vrabel is the coach. They need an elite pass rusher themselves. And I'd say, okay, you know what? You give us Harold Landry, two firsts and a second, and we're good. We're good. We can make do. Harold Landry's not bad. I think he's we're trading one undersized player, elite player that doesn't want to be here anymore for an undersized player that's been around, and is a proven commodity. He just needs to stay healthy. That to me would have been the landing spots that I would have gone after, just because one can pay him in the Patriots, I believe, and I think the Patriots with an up and coming quarterback with Drake May, and they got Stephon Diggs there now, and I really think that would have been a significant boost for them, and it really would have changed a lot. And with Mike Vrabel, come on now, that I think that was the ideal spot. I gotta be honest with you, if we're talking about it. Um, but then your return, that's why I needed the extra second round. I need, other things, right? With Green Bay, I would have asked for their third. I really would have asked for their third since we don't even have a third next year. So I would have asked for their third on top of the two ones. I'd have been like, okay, give us Kenny Clark, the two ones, and then give us a third so we can, now we have, give us the make up for our third. And then I'd be like, okay. But right now, the arguments can be made, well, we can trade these picks and get players. And it's like, no, you can't. No, you can't, because right now everybody knows if I trade, I'm trading you for basically a high second round pick, you know? So why would I do that? You know? And so and then again, like I said, I've taken things off the rails here, but so that is our first mock draft. Um and then what I was saying is this: since Madden isn't very good at getting these right, you have to push the envelope a little bit. You have to go in, and as much as I like and love the fact that that people go out and they make these draft classes for us, they don't. They try to be. It's all about perspective, and it's all about what you're thinking. But it's like with the quarterbacks, especially, you have to boost them. They have to be the highest rated players in the draft class, or they won't get put in the proper position in the draft rankings. You know what I mean? You might have them ranked as the number one player in your draft rankings. So when we look at our prospects, you know, I mean, he's ranked number 4 right now, but he dropped because he dropped 3. So when you put the class out, right, he was number 1, but that doesn't the 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 rank here that you put isn't really what's going to play into it. And then what we're doing is we see with the first mock draft, these people they slid down the board. So what you got to do is you got to go in and you got to say, okay, what's the highest rated player, right? The rating. And then you got to say, okay, I got to get the quarterbacks up around that rating, or they're just not going to be in the top. And then you get this sus uh, draft going, and all of a sudden you're watching your draft and you're like, nope, nope, the quarterback should have came off the board already. Nope, the quarterback should be number 1. No, nope, and it won't stay. Now again, it could be Madden's way of saying, well, we're trying to change things up and we don't want the mock drafts to. And it's like, I get it, right? And then yes, things will change as these guys move up and down the board, I guess. But right now, even your board, the first guy off the board is not this right tackle. So Downs is not the second guy off the board. So, um, I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to tell me here, right? Who was the first guy off the board? And Infano didn't come off until 16. Love came off at 6, right? Wasn't it Parker that was the first one off the board? Yeah. So basically, according to if we look at the ranks, the number one ranked player right now at this moment came off at 3. The number two ranked player came off at 4. Right? Look at this. The number 17th ranked player is coming off at 7, not 6, but 7. So again, you know, like I said, are you purposely just jockeying it around so it looks like it changes throughout the way? But we all know, and we've all experienced it. The quarterbacks still don't slide up to where they're supposed to be based on how poorly the teams are. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep looking and seeing. But there you have it. So guys, yeah, I've taken up enough of your time. Hopefully when you come in, you enjoy the content. Leave me a comment. I don't try to do the commentary the way that, some people go out there and they try to do it like the true analyst do. I've never aspired to be that. I like to have fun. I like to play. I get frustrated and it comes across. And so if you come here, you can just get just me playing football and me just trying to enjoy myself and put something out there and share it with you guys. So I appreciate those of you stuck here. Anyone, and I also appreciate any comments of people who agree, disagree about how Madden does things, how things should be done. Again, like I said, I will go in and edit the draft class to boost up the quarterbacks to ensure that when it all is said and done, a team that needs a quarterback is going to look at them first as opposed to a edge rusher or a tackle. And again, it could be Madden's way of just making sure that the mock drafts do change week to week or, each time. But it's a piss poor way to do it, right? The teams change. So, and as we all know, the only time we see a mock draft change is when someone purposely decides, well, I know I've mocked him here the last 2 times. I just decided I'm going to pick someone else. And it's like, why? Why would you pick someone else when you firmly believe this is the player that this team should go after? You're just changing it just to change it. And it's disingenuous and it's not true. It's not true to your board and it's not true to what you think is going to happen here. So, it invalidates your draft if you keep changing it around just to be different this time. You know, go with your gut, go with what you're thinking. All right, guys. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Peace.